Hello, everybody, and welcome to James Squared, episode 22. Obviously, me, Lou, I don't think we'll be here. Our schedules are just crazy right now to the point it's hard to get together. And the day, and the times of the show might change. Who knows? But for me, I'm writing solo here, not squared, but James solo. You get Gonzales. This is episode 22, of course, and whenever I think of 22, David Eckstein with the thunder sticks to make an X, even though there's no X in Eckstein. Uh, Dick Schofield, David Fletcher, just a bunch of, shortstops or, infield had that number. I'm trying to think of others, but that's the only ones that come to mind right now. But episode 22. And before we get to all the topics and all that, just mention to subscribe and follow the Halos in the Infield here on YouTube and then on Believe.com for the podcast forums, just in case you don't want to see this. Golden Noble Ale Works, our great sponsors. Golden Noble Ale Works on 1621 Sinclair Street, Suite B, in Anaheim, California, 92806. Be sure to park there for free for Angel games. Walk over, take advantage of the specials. Mention Heedy for the drink specials there, and tip your bartenders. So great times there as always. And also 714 tickets. Make sure you go to 714 tickets to put in that code HITI for 10% off your tickets at checkout. Got to remember to do that. This weekend, of course, big homestand. You got friends coming from Colorado or New York to see the Mets, Oakland. Make sure you bring them out and use Heedy, that code again at 714 tickets. And it's for all sports too. Pretty soon football will come our way, and you could use Heedy, that 10% discount on those football tickets, college or pro. It's going to be awesome. And also, this one I'm really excited about because there's a happening later on this weekend. Mezzo Calzones, just go there, try the food there at 2406 East Catella Avenue. Mention Heedy or Halos in the Infield for 15% off your order. 15% off your order. It's a great deal there. Try the wings. I'm going to try the Memphis rub on Saturday. Also got to get all the different type of calzones. You can make your own as well. It's going to be pretty cool. And also by Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all games this season. Whatever game. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds when the games are being played. When the game is over, head on to the online casino and get on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of the 150 slot games. So head on to the website and get in on the action, and don't forget to use the promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV, all in caps, for your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, the game starts here. Some Halos in the Infield notes. Again, that Mezzo tailgate, to remind you folks, if you haven't seen it on our websites and on our social medias, I should say, be sure to head out to Mezzo tailgate, Mezzo Calzones there on Catella, on your way to the game. I know you want to get there early for the Trout bobblehead. We all do. But from 3 to 6, I believe, and I don't know if there's a watch party yet, but if there is, I'll be all a part of it on Saturday the 27th. Just be aware of that. I'm pretty sure there'll be prizes, among other things. You'll see some of the Heedy crew there. I can't wait to see everyone there. And all the ones that, we have the names for, the handles for, but you don't never see their faces. This is why we're having this, because I want to see everybody's faces and put that together. Also on Halos in the Infield on YouTube and other places, Tuesday, the 30th, will be the trade deadline special from 12:30 to 3:30, and I want to get that right. If it was the 30th or not. I think it is the 30th. But Catella Chronicles, Lone Star Halo, other folks will join in at Heedy. I'm gonna try to during work. We'll see if I could get in there. But they're gonna have all the breaking news because, of course, like I think Fernando mentioned, we have friends who, and it is Tuesday, the 2024 trade deadline special, 12:30 to 3:30 on the Heedy YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. We're going to go through all the trades that happened because, a lot of them won't be the Angels trades. Maybe there'll be hopefully 3 or 4 trades that happen. Not buying this time, I hope. Hopefully selling. We'll see what happens. All right, so let's get to the week that was with the Angels. And they came back from the All-Star break. They took on the Oakland A's for the final time, the final series in Oakland, a 3-game series, 1-night game and 2-day games. And it started off horribly for the Angels. They lost 13-3 on Friday night. Griffin Canning had a terrible outing. Sears got his 7th win for Oakland. Just too many runs given up, and right away, too. That game was over by the 4th inning. It was already, 6-2, but it felt like more. And then the A's went on in the 6th inning to get 7 runs and pretty much blew the game out of the water there. Then came Saturday afternoon, and I think Oakland is pretty much the only team that plays their Saturday games during the daytime. Kohanowicz was sent down after this start. He didn't look really good. The Angels lost 8-2. Oakland won again, of course, there. Spence got his 6th win. Right away, Oakland had 3 runs and then scored 4 in the 4th, 1 for good measure in the 7th. Angels could only muster up that 2 runs. Brent Rooker went off, and he's been really good this year. Lawrence Butler has been coming up really clutch this year, lately, I should say, for the Oakland A's. He's been really good, and it's just key contributions from teams. I did have to mention that Friday night, Jack Wilson's son came up and played. He came around to score, but he pulled his hamstring, and the local kid, unfortunately, is on the IL in his first game. I think what was it, the first couple of innings he played, and he was out just like that. He did get his first hit. He did come around to score in pain. It was just unfortunate to see. And I remember watching his father, of course, the shortstop for the Pirates and I think other teams. But it was right before the Pirates got good is when he was there, when they were trying to build something. And to see his son now playing for the A's makes me feel really, really old. Sunday came and the Angels were trying to avoid the sweep. They faced Oakland for the last time at the Coliseum. Hated or love it since '68. And again, they'll be heading to Sacramento to play at the Giants AAA stadium. It's just weird because all those years the Giants kept blocking them from getting a new stadium in the Giants territory. Whatever. The Angels did hold on to win 8-5. Got 5 in the 8th inning to get him the win. It was a great comeback victory. Garcia got the win. He went to 4-1. Esteves got his 18th save. Pilar had a big 2-run shot. It was good to see Pilar get in the game like that. Andujar had a really good series as well, along with Butler for Oakland. That was the clutch magic there for the Angels in the 8th inning that really helped them after the A's got on a good run. Mickey Moniak homered as well. That was kind of odd to see because he hasn't really done that too much this year. But that 8th inning, it all started with some key walks, cutting the lead down. Shanua had a big single. Rendon had a ground out to score a run. There's an overturned call. Pilar got in and drove in a run to make 8-5, but he got into second with the RBI double. Wild pitch happened in the top of the ninth that had a hoppy score to make it 8-5, so some insurance there. That was really cool to see. At least the Angels leave Oakland with the victory. It would have been a bad taste in your mouth to get swept in that last series in Oakland, and to get swept again by the A's, just like earlier this month, would have been not ideal. So the Angels, after getting out of Oakland alive, went to Seattle, and you really didn't know what to expect. And you take a look at Seattle. Their pitching is really, really good, but their hitting is just really, really bad. And I have numbers here to mention it. By the way, that Sunday day game was the Angels' 5,000th win in franchise history. And it took a while to get there, that's for sure. I feel like they could have had that by now. But yeah, looking at the Mariners this year, the rankings for the stats, in hitting, they're the 30th ranked. OBP 28th, slugging, OPS all 28th. They're also 30th in strikeouts and in doubles and RBIs 27th. Meanwhile, they're pitching first in ERA, first in WHIP, first in BBA, third in FIP, eighth in strikeouts, fourth in Sierra, and then strikeout to ball ratio third. So it's literally the pitching doing all the heavy work, but being weighed down by the hitting, and that's what Seattle has gotten used to in their fans. And what has been great with that 3-game sweep with Angels in Seattle is that every game the fans are booing. The fans are booing them. And they had some great crowds in Seattle, by the way. Even that Wednesday day game was really good. The Angels outscored the Mariners, 10-3 in that series, by the way. It started off with a 3-1 victory on Monday night. You really didn't know what to expect, but you were hoping for just to stay in it and for Seattle not to get healthy after this. Garcia got his another win to make it 5. Estevez got his 19th save, another one for him. Joe Adell, it's funny how this is with him, but he comes up clutch, but the rest of the time he's on a milk carton at the plate. Some key moments and scoring happened. Cal Raleigh, he had a really, really great series, not only home but away, it seemed like this season against the Angels. Taylor Ward had a scoring fly ball to tie it in the 8th inning to make it 1-1. And then, like I mentioned, Joe Adell had that single to bring home 2 runs. There was a throwing error by Victor Robles, who was kind of found a home there after he was released by Washington with the Mariners. So that made it 3-1, and then Estevez came in to shut down the door, and the fans booed. Go to Tuesday, the Angels won 5-1. Jose Serrano had one of those old school starts where, as if to say, you're not going to hit me. I'm in total control here out on the mound, and I'm just going to go right through you. He went 7 2/3, only gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Joyce came in, and then Contreras was able to get in there and pitch an inning and do well. And Soriano goes to 6-7. It would be great to see him and his pitching record be over 500 this year, considering what he did in spring training, where he was practicing into being a starter. And shout out to whomever in the organization, whether it was Wash or Perry, or I guess someone in the analytical department, saying, he has the stuff to stay in games longer. Because I remember he would be only in there for 1 or 2 innings, long relief. But it was really good, too, to beat Logan Gilbert. He got the loss at 6-6 on that night, and the Mariners fans booed again. Now, the Angels trying to do what seemingly would be impossible. They won 2-1. It was a pitcher's duel throughout. Estevez got his 20th save, and Hans Cross, who sounds just like a character in whatever movie you want to put him in, got his 4th win. And he's been a breath of fresh air. He's a gamer. And I just love watching him pitch. Really, the summary goes up with Brandon Drury coming up really clutch. He had a single to bring home a run to make it a 2-1 late there. So, and then Willie Calhoun had also an RBI single before that to tie the game, and the Angels held on to win 2-1. Estevez again got his 20th save, and that's good timing as the trade deadline comes around. So, the Mariner fans, they got a chance to boo throughout. I believe they lost 7 out of their last 9. No, 6 out of their last 8. Just not good times in Seattle as they're losing their first place spot to Houston. It's a real shocker. I really thinking that, their collapse. It's always around this time too. It's always, late July, August, September. They just got lucky in that 22 season, I guess, where they were able to hold on to first. But, the Angels have kind of risen out of the dead, winning 4 straight here. Of course, the Astros have been really good as of late, along with the Rangers, who are just right there as well. So, so that's that there. But again, the 5,000th win on Sunday for the Angels. So they've won 4 straight. They've given everybody false hope, it seems like. Let's get to the homestand. Let's just preview that again. 4 games with the Oakland Athletics, and it's throwback week at the Big A. Nothing on Thursday, but Friday night you got a vintage T-shirt, and then Saturday night you got the fireworks, and you got the Mike Trout bobblehead and Family Sunday. Now, let's go through the pitching matchups as the Angels will throw out Kenny Rosenberg to start, and the bullpen better be ready. And it was cool to see Jose Quijada back with the Angels going out of the bullpen there. So Rosenberg will start Thursday night against Ross Stripling, who's had a hell of a year, and not a good way, a bad way. He's 1-9 with a 5.82 ERA. He's one of those, big pickups for the A's this year. And he has just not been given a run support, and he's been giving up the runs. So he's had a hard time as of late. Friday night, the Angels and the A's. Carson Fulmer will go for the Angels. The A's have yet to put out their starter for Friday. Going to Saturday, we'll see if there's a starter for Oakland or for the Angels too. Reminder, everybody is injured, banged up. Tyler Anderson will go for the Angels. He's 8-8 in what probably will be the last start for Tyler Anderson for the Angels on Saturday night. And if you have a chance to go out there, do so, and hopefully he gets his 9th win with the team, and hopefully he gets a good round standing ovation. I don't know if anybody stands at Angel games anymore, but it'd be nice to send them off to a winner, and hopefully I hope that team, not the Dodgers, of course, or Yankees, but someone else, to do well. Soriano will go Sunday against the A's, and then the A's, again, do not have their starter going for them. So that's the A's and the Angels, the 4-game sweep. Hopefully it's a sweep. I doubt it will be. The A's do play poor on the road, and then at home they play very well, as you saw. Then the off day on Monday, the 29th, and then Colorado comes in for a 3-game series during Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the week. And then to finish off the homestand, the Mets come in for a 3-game series next weekend. So we'll see what happens with that. The standings. Let's go to that real quick. As again, Houston. Let's see. Let's see. Man, it's slow as hell. Here we go. So the Angels. Again, they're still in fourth place. They are 8 games out of first place. Houston has taken first place over Seattle at 1, and Seattle's 1 game back. The Rangers, throughout all their injuries, throughout all their issues, are only 2.5 games back, and the A's at 13 games back right now. And if you're wondering about the wild card, which I hope you don't, the Angels are 10.5 out of that. No chance at that third wild card spot, in my opinion. So that'll be tough. Any news? Well, Mike Trout, it's unfortunate. He played 1 game out in center field for Salt Lake, AAA Salt Lake City, or Salt Lake, the Bees, and he felt some discomfort, and he was planning to be DH'd Wednesday night at Salt Lake City, but he had a setback again, allegedly. He was flown back to Southern California, and it's possible that he'll be out again for more time, in my opinion. We were hoping to get Mike Trout back Thursday night or Friday night, whatever the case was. But that has not been the case, and it just seems like another setback. And the question is, with this reevaluation, depending on how it goes, do you just shut him down again? He exited his rehab assignment, like I mentioned, on Wednesday. He had just played 2 innings. Remember, he had the surgery to repair his torn meniscus in his left knee on May 3rd and suffered the setback in his first game of his rehab assignment. Again, that's on Tuesday. A left knee soreness. So it's definitely not a good sign. Again, stay tuned to Heedy for all the Angels news, and we'll give it to you straight, of course. Good to see Luis Rengifo. Monday, he was activated from the 10-day IL. Good to see him in the lineup again. Hopefully he stays in there. Keston Hiura, who had an awful tenure with the Angels, was designated for assignment. God, he was batting awful. I mean, they mentioned, his numbers, and it was just really, really bad, to be honest with you. And just his career, I don't know if it seems like it's over or something, but it just seems over. Jose Quijada, again, he was activated from that 60-day IL, and it's great to see the left-hander back in the bullpen and coming into games and, holding it down. I'm really rooting for this guy to stay in there and do well, and we'll see if that happens. So someone had to go down, and Jack Kohanowitz, who came up from Rocket City AA, was optioned down back there. Again, he was never supposed to be here. And the thing that frustrates about me, and I was talking this to a friend, I was talking about how the AAA seems reversed in our organization. You got the AA as the best in the system with all those Rocket City pitchers, and then you have single A that has all the hitters, and then you have Caden Dana there as well at Inland Empire with the 66ers. Adam Simber has been designated for assignment. He has not really shown anything to come back, and it's obvious his injury has kind of affected his pitching when he was gone. You could just tell something was off about him, and it was unfortunate. So that was pretty much it for news and notes on the Angels there. Again, the Angels were able to sneak one out of Oakland and then sweep the Mariners. We went through the injuries and and all that, and then of course, the homestand with the preview and prediction of that. We'll just do for Oakland now. With the off day, I'll study Colorado and see how they are. Again, Colorado, they're in last place. I'm interested to see how many days the Angels wear their throwbacks. I hope it's all weekend long. I know in the past there's been days where they just ditch them. They have some wonderful throwbacks. The one thing you're going to notice in the front of the uniform, there's like this design where the two lines are coming in and they're not connected. It's just very confusing not from the V shape on the collar, but they're just down and just makes no damn sense whatsoever. And I really, really hate it. But you'll see that against Oakland, hopefully all 4 games and throughout the week against Colorado. Again, go to 714 for tickets. That 10% off Heedy code there. Go to Mezzo. Go to Noble for the mention Heedy there for those discounts. Go to Believe.com for the podcast form of this. And then go to all the social media platforms for Halos in the Infield here on the network. And make sure to tune into all the shows. Cup of Joe, the Lone Star Halo podcast. What else do we have? The Todd Fox postcast, I think they call it, or want to be called. There's a lot of good things going on at Heedy, and we're covering it all. And I know it's been a troubling year, but hopefully you can go out with a bang and make it a little bit interesting. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see what happens, and it all starts Thursday night. The 4-game series with the Angels, or with the A's and Angels from the Big A. The Angels again at 45-57, and the A's at 41-63. There's one note I have to mention, or a couple I have to mention. The Chicago White Sox are 27-77. I just couldn't believe that record and how they're in last place. And I had a friend and me just go through all the managers on the hot seat. And I'm trying to think if Wash is one of those, if Perry is not brought back. I guess this is Perry's final I don't know, magic trick of moves. We'll see if he makes them and what they can get for the organization, or if Artie meddles and ruins it all. We'll see what happens. But just think about it. It could be worse when it comes to the records. Instead of the Angels being 45-57, you could be like Oakland. Oakland, but you could be the Chicago White Sox and be 50 games under 500 and just done, completely done. And then you could be Colorado, of course, who the Angels will face later at 38-65, and they'll hold 23 games out of first place. And the White Sox, mentioned them, they're 35.5 games out of first place, Cleveland in the AL Central. So it could be worse. I just keep thinking that to myself. But again, the Mezzo tailgate on Mezzo Cazones. Go there on the 27th. It's right across the street from the Angel Stadium parking lot, right there in the Stadium Promenade. 714 tickets will be moving right next door. So you're going to have a Heedy beeline to the games. And I think it's going to be a great thing. Headed there Saturday, and I hope to see all of you there. And maybe I'll wear a name tag so everybody knows who I am. We'll see what happens with that. But thank you for watching James Squared. Well, James solo today. Milu couldn't make it. But we'll see you next time on James Squared. Later, folks. Take care. Bye.